If you are a spiritual entrepreneur, you're someone who is a higher level of consciousness, you're someone who is trying to figure out how to run a business in a way that's aligned with who you really are, and yet you feel like the conventional business advice just doesn't fit, like it doesn't feel like it works, or you've tried it and you feel like you end up in a prison where you're just like contorting yourself trying to figure out how to choose a niche and come up with all sorts of content to speak to the niche and create all sorts of structures and scaffolding around you that just ends up feeling like a prison to you. This video is for you. The truth is, most business advice is not meant for you. And if you feel like it's misaligned, if you feel like you're the black sheep in the world trying to figure out how to make this work and it just doesn't feel like it fits, it's not that you're broken. It's just that you're waking up. And the truth is, there are different truths at different levels of consciousness. And most of the conventional business advice out there is just built for people who are wired at a different level of consciousness than you. So the first thing I think to just share with you is if that's you, you're normal. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. I think most of my life in business has actually been this like tension and this dance of feeling like I'm a deeply spiritually attuned, aligned person. I have always been more sensitive. I have known that I am a healer for most of my life. It's funny, actually, the name Jason means healer. I don't know if that was like an intuitive hit from my mom when she was naming me, but I found that out later in life and I was like, oh, that makes sense. That's what I'm here to do. But I'm also a business person, and I've grown and scaled my own business past $500,000 a year in sales, and I've signed over 2,000 clients, and my own dance of entrepreneurship for the past 20 years has really been about figuring out how to integrate this deeper spiritual knowing and truth with the very practical reality of running a business. And what I've found over time is that a lot of the conventional business advice is really designed for folks who are operating at a different level of consciousness. There's a different way of running a business if you're someone who is vibrating at a higher level. And my mentor, Scott Oldford, talks about the difference between a personal brand and an energetic field. I think this is a great way of describing it. For most of my journey in entrepreneurship, I've built personal brands. And the way that I was taught how to build a personal brand was you figure out who your niche is, and then you figure out what their pain points are and what they want, and then you create this entire persona online that's basically built around them. So I, created content that is designed to help them solve their problems, and offers that are designed around, helping them get from where they are today to where they want to be. And I did that for years, and it worked. It actually did work. I made a lot of money. Intellectually, the business was quote unquote successful, but as I started expanding and growing spiritually and evolving my own consciousness, at a certain point, it started to feel like that model just felt too small for me. And what I started to feel was that marketing and growing a business in that way it's a performance. And it's really what it feels like, at least for me, is like I feel like I'm trying to fit myself into this box that I need to be for somebody else. And I think a lot of more spiritual, more conscious entrepreneurs feel this way. There's this tension between who you are and how you feel like you need to be in your business. And what I've learned over time is that model of outside-in business, where it's really about defining a niche and creating offers and products and marketing that are really designed to help them solve a problem, doesn't really work for folks who are vibrating above a certain level of consciousness. So this idea of that is, what Scott calls a personal brand. What I would define as a personal brand is really this outward facing thing that you create for somebody else. What's an energetic field? Well, it's a completely different way of showing up in business. And the way that I would describe an energetic field is that you become your niche. That what you realize at this level is that what people are actually buying is not an offer, It's not a result or an outcome. It's actually your field. It's your frequency. And people are magnetized to you because on a soul level, like there's a reason why two souls are supposed to be together in this life and supposed to work together. Like there's work that you're supposed to do with certain people on this planet. And when you are standing in your own truth, when you allow your frequency, your own authentic expression to be the lighthouse in your business, and you build the business around you instead of the other way around, which is how most people are taught how to build a business, what starts to happen is you become this beautiful magnet, this lighthouse, this transmission that the right people feel. And there's this magnetic force that starts to take over in your business where the right people will be magnetized to you. You'll start attracting people who want to pay you money to work with you. And it's not this heady intellectual thing. It's really more about embodiment. It's about radiating your natural essence and dismantling all of these layers of over-intellectualization that actually get in the way of you just showing up fully authentically as you. This is a trip because it is completely opposite from the way that most business coaches, most business mentors will tell you how to grow a business. And if you've been through programs and you've tried other ways of doing business and you just start to feel like you're just contorting yourself into this thing, I think a lot of more spiritual entrepreneurs or just folks who are more evolved consciously start to feel like there's just not a path forward. It's like, well, I feel like I've just never been able to make this work, or it just doesn't feel right, or it feels so hard or effortful. Again, if that's you, I feel you. And this idea of an energetic field is your path forward. What this looks like on a practical level is, number one, it's letting go of all of these layers of intellectualization and overthinking and overstructuring, and this idea that this business that you have really needs to be this like very rigidly defined intellectual architect where it's like, okay, I know exactly who my niche is and I can define them in an avatar document. And it's like, okay, we let go of all those things. That's the first step. The second step is you realize that the most important thing for you in this business is to be fully radiantly expressed as yourself. So showing up and creating content from a place of alignment, not from a place of should or have. Like so many people over intellectualize the content creation process. It's like we have all these formulas or rules we feel like we need to follow when we show up and create a piece of content, and it's just exhausting. It's like so many people are trying to fit themselves into this rigid box. And so when you let go of all that, when content, like for years I scheduled content on my calendar. It was like a thing I did every week, and I would sit down every Friday and I'd spend like 4 hours writing out content for the week, and all the content was dead. It felt dead because I was forcing myself to try to create something. When that's not there, there's this flow, and you become a channel is maybe another way of saying it. It's like there's messages that want to move through you. And when you get out of the way and when you allow that authentic expression to be the thing that is the lighthouse in your business, what starts to happen is you radiate. You literally become radiant. You become a magnetic force in your business. And it's not so much about trying to create something for someone else or trying to create something because you're trying to convert or trying to say the thing that you think you need to say to get clients. Like when all of that stuff isn't there, there's this beautiful, authentic, radiant expression that starts to come through. And so it's trusting that, it's leaning into that and building a business around that. And then on a practical level, you just need a way to grow your audience. So there are many different ways to do this. I teach all of these methods, whether it's paid traffic or organic content. I mean, there's so many different partnerships. There's so many different ways to actually grow your audience to make sure that people are getting to know you. But it's also important that we have aligned people coming in who are actually getting to know you and grow, and you're growing your audience with the right people, which I think is a really important thing. And this is less about like, here's my niche. Here's like, I help, XYZ go from 6 figures to 7 figures. And it's more about the frequency. It's more about creating an ecosystem, a form of marketing that allows people to feel you and to choose to opt in. There's I'm actually outside right now because we've got people cleaning our house right now. And anyways, the fan just went on. I walk here on my deck, so I should probably wrap this up. So anyways, it's marketing that allows people to feel you, allows people to opt in because they feel your frequency. And this is a very different way of marketing than most people teach. It's less about, again, like the rigidity and the structure and the I help statements and the clearly defined niche and the 3-step, 5-step funnel. It's a different way of marketing, but it's a very powerful, effective way of marketing. So, personal brand or energetic field. What kind of business are you running? I'm curious to hear down below. And if you're feeling like you're like, this resonated, like I feel like you're speaking to my soul, Jason, and you want help with this is the work that I'm now helping entrepreneurs do on a deeper level. As I've been walking this path myself, I'm just like, oh my God, this makes so much sense to me. I want to help people who are feeling like they want their business to be aligned with who they really are. This is the work that I feel, at this stage of my journey in business, after many years of supporting so many different entrepreneurs, this is really the work that I'm being called to do. So if this lands, if you're like, hey, I want help figuring out what this looks like in my business, shoot me a DM or a message, and I'm happy to have a conversation with you about what that might look like and how I might be able to support you in reimagining the next chapter of your business in a way that allows you to be more of who you are, more magnetic, more authentic, more connected, more like marketing can feel easy. It's like you can attract the people who are truly meant to work with you. And I want to help you do that. So you know where to reach me if that feels aligned. Hopefully this is helpful for you. And thanks for hanging out with me today.